Welcome to the Man of Recaps. We're talking The Walking Dead Season 1. Rick Grimes is a sheriff down in the South. He's trying to survive in the zombie-apocalypse. See, he was a cop and in the line of duty. He gets shot one day, goes into a coma, but when he wakes up, nobody's there. Turns out the world had a zombie-apocalypse without him. So he goes home to find his family. Instead, he finds this black family. They tell him the rules of zombies. One, of course, if you get bit, you turn into one. Headshots are the only way to kill them. Of course, you don't want to use guns because they're attracted to noise, so, melee weapons are better. Anyway, there's supposed to be a survivor center in Atlanta, so they stop by the station, grab a big bag of guns. He gives this guy a walkie. It's like, maybe I'll see you later. And Rick finds a horse and he rides into the city, which is why we get this awesome shot. Of course, it's a terrible idea because it's infested with zombies. So he has to crawl under this tank to survive. He gets up inside it to hide, and then it's swarming all around him. He's totally dead. But the radio turns on. Some guy's like, hey, I can see you. I'll tell you when to make a run for it right now. So he runs for it down the alley and he finds this Asian kid. So he's like, come with me up the ladder. I'll take you to my friends. One is this badass chick named Andrea. The other is this black guy. His name's T-Dog. And up on the roof, we got Merle, who's this like horrible redneck douchebag. And he's like starts a fight with T-Dog and he punches out Rick. So Rick has to lay down the smack and handcuff him to the thing. He gives the key to T-Dog because he was the one he was fighting with. But anyway, now they're surrounded by zombies, so they have to formulate this disgusting plan to rub zombie muck all over themselves and walk through the streets to blend in. Works pretty well until it starts raining and washes it all off, so they have to run. They hop the fence. They manage to steal this truck and they steal this awesome car. They use the car as a distraction to load them up. The other guys are going down to get in the truck and T-Dog's like, oh, fine, I guess I'll bring you with me. But he drops the key down the drain and it's like, oh man, sorry bro, you're dead. So they get in the truck and they go home. They're out of there. So they've got this small group of survivors camping in the woods, and one of them happens to be his son Carl and his wife Lori. That's convenient. Also, his best friend Shane from the force is there, but since they thought he was dead, these two were banging. Scandalous. So Merle's still handcuffed to the roof. He's got a brother back at camp, Daryl, who's this cool dude. He's got a crossbow. He's like a hunter, and he doesn't take the news very well that his brother is left on the roof, so they form a rescue mission to go back and get him. Meanwhile, back at camp, the short-haired girl Carol is married to this abusive dick, and so he like smacks her sometimes, and so Shane busts in there and he starts punching him. He lets everyone know who's in charge. So the guys make it back to the roof, but Merle's gone. What happened to him? He found a saw and cut his hand off. Ew, man. So they're following the blood trail, but it leads to a dead end. Now there's also the bag of guns that he brought with him. It was lost in this horde, so they go back to get it, but then they find these guys who like ambush them in the corner and ride off with the Asian kid. So they meet with this hardcore Mexican gang and they're like, hey, we got one of yours, we'll trade it for the Asian kid. It's like, we want the bag of guns. And it's like, no, you can't have the bag of guns, we're gonna have a standoff. But then Abuela comes in and she's like, hey, what's going on here? And she takes them. Turns out they're caring for all these senior citizens. They're not that hard, they're nice guys. So Rick's like, okay, you can have some guns. So back at camp, they're having a nice little fish fry when a zombie shows up and he bites this chick that's Andrea's little sister, and then a lot of zombies are there, so they're fighting them off, and all like the random extras like get eaten at this point, but the guys show up with the guns just in time. They save the day. Andrea's sister does die though, and because she was bit, she comes back to life, and Andrea has to put her down. Classic. This chick's abusive husband also got bit, so he's put down too, and this guy was bit too, but he's trying to hide it, so they're like, oh, should we kill him? And it's like, no, we don't kill the people who are still living, but he like gets this horrible fever when you're bit. He's like, honestly, just kill me. So they do. So the group's like, well, it's not safe here anymore. They have a plan to go to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control. That makes sense. So they head out. They get there, and it doesn't look very promising though, and just as they're about to give up, the door opens. Yeah, someone's inside. Unfortunately, it's just this one doctor. He's like, we don't have a cure, but we do have a ton of wine. So they have a little party, and Shane is all like, yo, Laura, you should be with me. You like me better. And so he tries to kiss her, and she's like, no, my husband's back now. I love him. Get away from me. And Shane's like, oh man, that's awkward. So the doctor explains the science of how zombies work. It's like some disease or whatever that reanimates just the brainstem. And he's like, yeah, we've lost contact with the whole world. We have no cure. We have no hope, whatever. And it's like, wait, what about this ominous clock that's ticking down from 1 hour? And he's like, oh yeah, that's the self-destruct sequence. And he locks him in because he's like, look guys, the world's over. It's better just to go with it. But Rick gives an impassioned speech about finding the will to live. So he's like, fine, I'll open the door. You guys can get out here. But he tells Rick a secret on the way out. Ooh, ominous. Andrea's all sad about her sister still. She's like, I'm just going to stay here and die. But the old guy's like, fine, then I'm going to stay here with you. And she feels guilty. So they head out of there. And then explosion. Oh yeah, epic, the CDC. And they're driving off to who knows where. That's how season 1 comes to an end.